The river was still. Not quiet, never truly, but still in the way a breath is held just before something important is spoken. Clelt stood at the bend alone, just before dawn. No lantern, no Leyra, no answers. But there was a peace in him now that hadn't been there before. Not because he understood everything. He didn't. But because he no longer needed to. He sat on the stone and pulled out the notebook. The last few pages were dog-eared, rain-warped, stained with thumbprints and earth. He'd stopped writing wishes weeks ago. Instead, he wrote what he feared, what he loved, what he almost said. He opened to the last blank page and began, "If the lantern never comes again, I'll still return. Not for magic, for memory, for what it taught me when it said nothing at all." He paused. Let the wind finish his thought. When Leyra arrived, the light was still blue and soft. She didn't speak, just sat beside him, knees pulled to her chest. They watched the water together. For a long while, that was enough. Then she said, "I saw my brother again." Clelt turned slightly. In a dream, he was laughing, not at anything, just because he could. Clelt smiled. "I think we forget joy isn't always about a reason." "I woke up crying," she said. "But I didn't feel broken, just grateful." They stayed all morning. Villagers came and went on the far side of the woods, unaware of the two figures beside the bend. The river held them like a secret. In the afternoon, Leyra reached into her satchel and pulled out the stone again, the one that once glowed. "I've been thinking," she said. "Maybe we were never meant to make a wish." Clelt raised an eyebrow. "Maybe the lantern doesn't grant them," she said. "Maybe it listens. And if the wish is honest, painfully, fearfully honest, it reflects something back. Like a mirror. Number, like a song you forgot the words to. And then someone hums it." Clelt laughed. "That's beautiful." She shrugged. "I've had time to think." At twilight, the river shimmered. No wind, no birds, just a slow, pulsing light beneath the surface. It rose, and the lantern appeared. But it didn't float downstream. It hovered, faintly, patiently, in front of Leyra. She stepped forward, not rushed, not hesitant, just ready. Clelt didn't move. This wasn't his moment. Leyra reached toward the light. It didn't burn, it didn't speak. But as her fingers grazed it, the air seemed to shift, as if time were folding in on itself. Her eyes closed, and for a moment she saw everything. Her brother's laughter, her family's last firelit meal, the ache that followed, and then peace, the kind that doesn't erase sorrow, the kind that honors it. When she opened her eyes, the lantern was gone. A tear rolled down her cheek, but she was smiling. She turned to Clelt. "It remembered for me. Everything I was afraid to remember." He stood, walked to her, and in the golden hush of evening they embraced, not out of sadness, out of knowing. That night they lit 2 candles, set them adrift, watched them disappear together. The villagers never knew. But the next morning, small children claimed they saw lights dancing in puddles. The baker's wife dreamed of her mother's lullaby, and old Mira, who hadn't left her cottage in years, stood at her door and whispered, "Thank you." Clelt placed the final entry in his notebook. "The lantern didn't change us. It let us change ourselves. And maybe that's what real magic is, remembering and choosing to stay anyway." He closed the book, set it in a jar, and let the current take it. He and Leyra stood on the riverbank until it vanished. No promises, no plans, just presence, and a peace that glowed, faint and green, beneath the surface, waiting.